Everything seems to be in working order. Welcome to the channel. This is Raw Talk. Gonna have, as I've mentioned before, two links now. One to the full official video recap of Raw for last night, and the usual text version. And then, of course, I'm gonna have my little cheat sheet here so I can remember what happened in case I missed some of the finer little details. So Wade Barrett started off the show in the ring, introducing Joe Tessitore, which I am going to make a very short video on my first impressions of him as a commentator, because I personally have never ever heard of him before. I know what he's done, where he's from. Now, let's not spend any time on that, as he's going to have his own dedicated video. Rhea Ripley in-ring promo about her and Damien taking out Liv Morgan and Dirty Daddy Dom Dom at Bash in Berlin, and how she pinned Liv, and now she wants to come after her to rightfully claim back what she never lost, which was the Women's Championship. But then Dom came out and said, you know what? Pretty sure she accepts your challenge. She's not here right now, has an injury. And I was thinking to myself, how would you know? Because she just said the challenge now that she would accept it. I don't know. To me, that didn't really make any sense. It appears that Dom suffered a real injury to his eye. Like that red in there, you can't fake that. I mean, you probably can, but I'm saying I highly doubt that that was fake. Like that was a real injury. That would freak me out. Anything to do with the eyes there. But then, what do you know? Liv comes out with a little sneaky attack, and then Priest comes out to even out the odds and scares off the Lovebirds. American Made defeats the Alpha Academy in a 6-person mixed tag match. I gotta tell you, Maxine Dupree in the last few weeks has shown a heightened level of aggression, and I was actually impressed with her display as a wrestler. It's the same thing with Natalya. It's the same thing with Chelsea Green. When you say, okay, you know what? Crank it up into overdrive, past 5th gear. You'd be surprised what some of them can do, and what you may think they are not able to do if they're told to scale it back. This was very, very nice indeed. Chad Gable then gets in the ring, wants an 8-man street fight with the Wyatt Six next week. But before I talk about that, because I got distracted by my own notes there was a distraction that led to her losing to what looked like a simple move with the Dragon Sleeper hold, where it's like, well, you saw it, but in case you didn't, it's like a DDT, but flip the person around. So now they're like backwards, right? Almost like a stinger dropper. The hell's his damn move name? The stinger dropper, whatever. Reverse DDT. To me, I'm thinking, like, if you're there, just like turn or drop. I don't know. I know it's scripted. I know it's just a show. I'm just venting a little bit sometimes when I kind of do a little bit of an eye roll, because she was doing so good and then just boom, loses like that. But again, I'm praising her. She did really, really well, in my opinion. And then Uncle Howdy came out, like I said, after Chad gets into the ring, and it was a really nice promo from Uncle Howdy. He accepts, and then the rest of the Wyatt Six come out to make their presence known. Oh, well, there you go. You could probably watch that right there, right from their thing if you want. Now, Zelina Vega versus Shayna Baszler. Zoe Stark tried to get involved, and then Shayna's knee connected with Vega's head, and that was the end of it. It's pretty decent. Now, I say pretty decent, and I know what some of you are going to think, but I want to be transparent. I want to try to be positive, but at the same time, if there's something where I kind of go, maybe I'm seeing it wrong, it's just the vibe I'm getting. Like I said, Sonya, yeah. Zoe Stark and Shayna, absolute amazing. I feel like There's something lacking with Zelina Vega in the ring. A kind of finesse. Like, she's really good. She does things that most average people wouldn't be able to do, but for being in the business for so long, I just kind of feel like sometimes she'll have a match and there's just like I've talked about this before, it's almost like an awkwardness, like a overly telegraphed kind of vibe that I'm getting, like you're just fresh off of NXT. I'm not saying she sucks. I'm not here to just bash people, but I feel like, okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I believe that Nia Jax is a better wrestler than Zelina Vega. Yeah, it just tells you everything you need to know right there. So yeah, post-match beatdown on Zelina Vega after she lost. Lyra Valkyria came out to help out, but that didn't quite work out too well. Moving on, Drew McIntyre viciously attacked CM Punk as he came out, and again, this really truly does look like the happiest he's ever been, and he wants to come after Gunther's championship. And this time around, it was interesting because not only did he take the bracelet back, he actually ripped it in half. Wade Barrett tried to control Drew, pushed him out of the way, and then looked like he was going to swing at him the second time. Weak security again, can't do nothing about it. I mean, you can watch the whole clip. All 11 and a half minutes of it is right there. I just don't get it. I really, really don't get it. Pierce even grabbed Drew and attacked him even backstage when he was on the stretcher. What I'm saying about I don't get it, I get why Drew is still pissed. I'm talking about the whole, like, something needs to be done with the security. Hire talent that are actually capable people of doing shit. It's always been like that, pretty much. Like I said, Orlando Jordan used to be a superstar, and now he's back there, and all of a sudden, what, he can't do anything? So there's that. Ilya Dragunov defeats Dragon Lee and Dirty Dom to advance in the Intercontinental title #1 contenders tournament. This one, I thought it was going to turn out another way, but it didn't. Carlito interfered, which led to Priest coming out and essentially chasing Dom out of the match. These two were just a spectacle. They're some of the few, if you will, smaller people that are believable, that can lay a real ass whooping. And I could see them going far in the company, hopefully. You don't always have to be 6'7", 300 pounds to do well in the business. These guys are, like, they're just great. And don't forget, it was triple threat rules, so, like, anything goes. Anything goes. Whatsoever. The unholy union of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeated Damage Control in a women's tag team #1 contenders match. But of course there were distractions, because there's distractions, and you had the champs, which I like, Bianca and Jade sitting at ringside. Yeah, that was good. Always really love seeing Damage Control. Dakota Kai, I don't care for, and I know it sounds rude, but I'm just being honest. Just give me Io Sky and Kairi Sane, and I'm happy, honestly. Backstage, it appears that Rhea Ripley spoke to Jey Uso and will be Damian Priest's tag partner for the match later that night against the Judgment Day, JD McNugget, and almost forgot his name, and Grand Slam Finn. Gunther comes out, talks about beating Randy Orton, one of the greatest, and he goes, "Look at me," blah, blah, blah. Great promo. And Sami Zayn comes out talking about the Intercontinental Championship and how a lot of the greats have used that Intercontinental Championship and then as a stepping stone, and then they move on to greater things. the World Heavyweight Championship, then says Gunther did the same thing. And then he challenged him, and Gunther says, nope, no chance. But Sami Zayn is the only one that's pinned Gunther clean. If I'm not mistaken, there was something about, correct me if I'm wrong here, if you even made it this far into the video, something about Sami Zayn being the only one since Gunther's been on the Raw roster to be pinned cleanly. I think one of the last times he's been pinned was by Ilya Dragunov in NXT. I don't understand why Sami Zayn, as good as he is on the mic, didn't say, look, I may not have made as much of the Intercontinental Championship as you did, because Gunther was making fun of him for saying he took it a step down. But ultimately, Sami Zayn ended the longest reign in history, which was by Gunther. So it just tells everything you need to know there. So in all honesty, yeah, I would like to see this. I would like to see like a Sami Zayn CM Punk match potentially to dictate who gets to challenge. I don't know. I like this segment, but it was interesting that Gunther walked away and then Sami Zayn calls him out. I can't remember what he said exactly. He didn't say, are you afraid, or just because you doubt that you could beat me? But it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because all he did was he kept smiling and then walks off, right? Then we had Braun Strowman versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser for the Intercontinental Championship match. Pete Dunne again comes out, whacking Sheamus with the shillelagh. This allows Braun Strowman to pick up the win by pinning Ludwig. Now, it was supposed to be Bronson Reed. I might want to make a separate video on this. I don't know. Or should I just do it here? Because, it's the end of the... Yeah, I think I'll do it in another video, but I'll say it really quick because there's been some nasty stuff being said on social media. Bronson Reed has COVID, which is why he's not in the match. He's at home recovering. Because it's COVID, I don't even think I need to elaborate on that. You can only imagine the types of comments that were made, and it's just like, it just made me roll my eyes, shake my head. I may discuss that in another video briefly, or I may not. But that's just the quick gist of it right there. This was beautiful. Damian Priest and Jey Uso defeat Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Again, Liv Morgan gets involved, making Jey Uso slam the gonads. Oh boy. The gonads on the top turnbuckle. Rhea comes out and chases Liv off again. And they were able to pick up the win, so they all celebrated, and it was just great. Really, really nice match. Like I said, JD and Finn, really happy for them. It was just really nice. And that's how it all ended. Yeah, really, really liking the whole Terror Twins thing. It's really, really cool. I don't know what the future holds for Judgment Day. There's a lot of stuff I just don't know what's going to happen. That's kind of the beauty of wrestling, is that anticipation of what's going to come next. Now, like I said, when it comes to Joe Tessitore, I'm going to make a separate video on that. I don't think it's going to be a long video. There's really not much to say. It's good, by the way. It's not like I'm all like... It's good. He reminds me of a certain someone, and that's okay. It's just the type of voice and all that. You have to understand these people have their own personalities, so that'll kind of shine through when they do their commentary and when they're new, and if you're not used to them, which is the case with him. I'm not used to that. Sometimes it can take a while to adjust, but what I will say I'll give you a spoiler of what I'm going to talk about in my video, is I don't know, which I've already done in another video when I said that this was going to happen September 3rd, September 2nd, is I don't know what the future holds. Remember, Joe Tessitore on Raw, come the whole Netflix deal in January, Joe Tessitore is being shipped back to SmackDown, where he's going to join Corey Graves. And then on Raw, we're going to have Pat McAfee and Michael Cole again. I'm not saying we're not getting Wade Barrett to go alongside Joe Tessitore and Corey Graves. But my ultimate question, because I don't know the answer, is why are we doing that? Why, with all due respect to Joe Tessitore, why are we taking him? I have no issues with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. Their synergy's good, even when they go back and forth. That's the beauty of whether it's Wade Barrett and Corey Graves, or you take them and you separate them and you put them with Pat McAfee, or you put them with Michael Cole. They work, they blend. I find that they're doing a great job. I wouldn't be able to do what they do. I would love to do what they do, but I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't see myself being able to mentally just be able to do that. And sometimes you get to feel someone out, and it makes it a little bit easier to jive off of them and maybe not interrupt them by accident and stuff like that. But that's my biggest question mark, is why did we bring him in? Is Wade retiring? I don't get it. I really don't know. And naturally, when I Google it, I can't even find rumors. Like alleged rumors, just a speculation. Like, I'm speculating we're either going to get a 3-man team, which I do find a little bizarre. I'm not saying they can't work. It's just, I don't know. I just don't feel like it's needed here. I do find 3-man is a bit too much. It can work when you have like a special guest come on for a match or two, but for the long term, I just tend not to like it. And the simple reason is because you're dividing the time even more that each announcer gets to make. That's really what it is. Anyhow, thumbs up as always if you liked the video. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. Thumbs down if you didn't like it. You'll get a thumbs... Sorry, ragweed allergies in September. I was sneezing there. Thumbs down if you didn't like the video, and I'll give you a solo Sakoan spike in the rectum as always. Bend it in half and twist it. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally that would be great. However, if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.